Yeah.
Good morning, all. We will be able to start the meeting at this time. Thank you. And moment of silence and the pledge of the flag. And now, pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, before we have our public hearing, any public comments on agenda items only at this time? Okay, hearing none or seeing none, turn it over to our public hearing on the Homeless Assistance Program and Human Services Development Fund Program grants. And we have Ms. Jen Strock.
So every year we have to do a public hearing for our human services plan for which we submit for the Homeless Assistance Program and the Human Services Development Block Grant. The Pennsylvania Department of Human Services requires counties to develop a plan to administer funds under the Human Services Block Grant. Monroe County is a human services non-block grant participating community where the Carbon-Monroe Pike Joinder Board oversees the administration of mental health, developmental services, and drug and alcohol, making up 3 parts of the Human Services Plan. The Homeless Assistance Program and the Human Services Development Fund Program are administered by each individual county. The Monroe County Fiscal Affairs Office administers the HAP and HSDF funding and must complete a human services plan for these 2 components. In the Homeless Assistance Program, we plan to serve 517 individuals. Of those 517 individuals, 40 individuals will be served through Pocono Area Transitional Housing, which will provide short-term housing and support services to homeless families in Monroe County. The primary goal of Pocono Area Transitional Housing is for participants to obtain and maintain permanent housing after receiving counseling on personal finance, employment, education, job training, and doing a housing search. 477 individuals will receive emergency shelter services from Women's Resources of Monroe County, the Salvation Army, and Family Promise of Monroe County. Women's Resources participants receive counseling services to assist with planning for future safety, education about community resources and problem solving, accessing transportation, childcare, and working on job skills training. Salvation Army and Family Promise offer case management to acquire permanent housing or other needed services. The Human Services Development Fund, we plan to serve 446 individuals. Of those 446 individuals, 34 adults who are blind or visually impaired will receive escorted transportation services from the sites for HOPE to access medical appointments, food supplies, and agency services, all empowering them to maintain their highest level of independence. 12 individuals with mental health and developmental issues will be assisted by Carbon-Monroe Pike Mental Health and Developmental Services. Community residential services will be provided for these adults, securing or maintaining housing that is safe and affordable through service planning, transportation, and counseling through a residential setting. 400 children will be served through the Pocono Services for Families and Children Family Advocate, which utilizes a 2-generational approach. Family advocates will work directly with all enrolled families for education, housing, healthcare, employment goals, financial stability needs, and any additional resources needed to assist families in reaching stability and personal goals. Any questions?
And I just want to point out that this is not like fully funded program, correct?
Oh my goodness, no. No, this is
It's
just
just
a portion.
one portion, a small portion of what is
Yeah.
allocated to all these agencies and other sources.
Yes.
Because I was going to compliment you on feeding
That many.
517 people in emergency shelter for only $35,000.
Yeah.
We
They,
know how expensive it is.
yes, they reimburse us at a rate of $12.50 an hour per shelter night. We typically get around 4,057-ish shelter nights in with our HAP program grant, but they're asking for individuals. So some individuals receive more nights of shelter than others, which is why 517 is the estimated number that will serve this year.
And you happen to know what the pit count was on homeless this past year versus prior years?
I do not have those numbers with me. I do know that it was not a requirement by the state to do the pit count because of COVID-19. So we don't believe that it was a really accurate count of those who are literally homeless and on the streets. We could only count those people who were in shelter programs. So the pit count, I would say, is a little bit unreliable this year because of COVID. And it wasn't a requirement. So
But you have no reason to believe that that the housing has improved significantly.
no, I would say the affordable housing in our area is getting less and few and far between, and we have more families that are literally homeless or about to be literally homeless, which is why we've applied for additional funding in other grant areas, including the Emergency Solutions Grant, where we've obtained about twice the amount, if not 3 times the amount that we would in any typical year.
And the grant that is being administered through the 3 community agencies, the $11 million would be a step at trying to make sure that some of the people that couldn't pay rent or utilities don't add to the homeless.
Exactly. Yes.
And with that, we ask anybody who is suffering from the problems of being back on their rent to get to either start with the 211.
I would go to monroe@erap.com, and that will take you to the links where you can apply online. And it also has information about the paper applications and where you can contact and reach somebody via phone.
If I'm a landlord and I have people that are behind on their rent, I can do the same thing, right?
Yes, on the website, monroe@erap.com is the landlord application as well as the tenant application. So you can reach both of those applications on the website.
What if our folks don't have access to a computer?
There is a hotline number. We have 2 full-time people working with Pocono Mountains United Way who are able to field those calls and set them up with a person who is actually taking paper applications, as well as those applications are being sent to the county office, for which we then distribute them to the agencies who are working with those clients.
Okay, and would you please see that hotline number, it is on our website?
It is absolutely on our website.
Okay.
Yep. We have a whole page that's strictly dedicated to the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Human Services? Awesome. Thank you so much. Did everybody get a chance to sign in?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make sure he has a chance. Okay. Thank you very much for that report. Corrections to the duplicate. We have Ms. Cindy Tribal with us. Chief Assessor.
295,300 in addition.
How much?
295,000. Subtraction, we have $2,260. Negative $1,704,900.
Okay, do I hear a motion to?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion second.
Second.
First, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving on, old business. Approve the minutes of the 7/7/21 Commissioners meeting, number 1.
So moved.
I was absent.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Abstain.
thank you. Number 2, motion to amend the 2021-12 to reduce a line item on the budget adjustment report by $187,000, which was listed twice.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, proclamation certificates none at this time. New business. Motion to approve the actions listed in number 1, personnel A and B.
So moved.
Second.
First and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Moving on to number 2, motion to approve the actions listed in number 2, items A, B, and C.
So
Make
moved.
that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and we have a second. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Number 3, travel authorizations. Motion to approve the actions listed in item A.
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to number 4, Monroe County Children and Youth Services. Motion to approve the actions listed in number 4, items A, B, and C.
Make that motion.
Second.
First and a second. Any discussion? Questions? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, item number 5, Commissioner's Office. So do I hear a motion to approve the actions listed in number 5, items A through J?
So moved.
Second.
First and second, any discussion or highlights, questions?
Just a note that most of the vendors that are listed, how many there are, 30 some, are people who are receiving money from the ERAP program. They're oftentimes landlords who are accepting payment on behalf of their clients who are unable to pay.
Any other discussion, questions? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Number 6 is Monroe County Conservation District. Motion to approve the actions listed in number 6. Item A,
So moved.
Second.
any discussion, questions?
I'd like to thank Mr. Ross for all his time and dedication to the conservation.
20 years. That's important to acknowledge that. Thank you very much, Commissioner Christie.
Is he resigning or just retiring?
He's resigning, which may be retiring from the board as well.
Wasn't specific.
Yeah, he wasn't so, at that point. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Number 7, Monroe County Transportation Authority. Item A,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
first and second. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Capital outlay purchases, item number 8. Approve the capital purchases report dated 7/15/21 totaling $6,497.66.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, any questions, discussion? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Miscellaneous. Okay, before we hit public comment under miscellaneous, I would like to make, just to let everybody know that July, in case you didn't see it, is National Park and Recreation Month. And being a county with a major national park and recreation area, I think it's important to say that the third Friday in July, I believe that was last Friday, was a special day in the parks to recognize those who work in the park commissions, tirelessly behind the scenes to provide the quality of programs and facilities that we have right here in Monroe County. So that's kind of special. Also, in reaching out to our Director of Emergency Management, who worked directly with PEMA, Mary Ellen Keegan, to get the latest report on the statistical numbers for our vaccinations for Monroe County, because it's important that our residents understand this and know this on a regular basis. At least one vaccine has been given to 51%. This was as of Friday. That's the most recent information that she was able to gather at this point. And fully vaccinated Monroe County, we are at 46% with eligible population of 71,207. It's important for our residents to know that Lehigh Valley Pocono is offering inoculations at various locations. St. Luke's Monroe Hospital is offering vaccinations starting in various locations, as well as starting in August at the different school districts across the county to try to get those young people vaccinated with the appropriate vaccine that's out there for our young people 12 and up. Correct. Thank you. So, any further questions on that during the public comment? Try to answer what I can. If there are any. Any other miscellaneous?
I just want to point out that in number 4, the child welfare, education, and leadership agreements, those are 2 people in children and youth that are going for their master's in social work. What we do is provide, we support them while they go for their master's, and then they continue to work for children and youth for a number of years afterwards. That's Mr. Schlepp and Ms. Brown.
And we wish them well in that process. Okay. Any public comment?
We adjourn.
Oh, second.
First, second, all in favor?
We are.
Have it all in favor, yes, okay. We have a salary board at 11 and retirement board at 1:30.